All right, amazing people. The world. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this edition of Waking Up in the Dream. I believe it's Thursday in the United States, and it's Friday morning here in Thailand. And there is so much good stuff going on. Hey, Jeff. Hey, brother. Great to see you. I love the synchronicities. So yeah, so much good stuff happening right now. And if when I say that, your mind goes, yeah, I've been hearing about all this stuff, but I don't see it. And just notice that, because that's a 3D program of, hey, Sarah, great to see you. That's a 3D program of giving away your power. And that is a perfect example of, I must see it out there before I believe it in here. And that's the trap of the 3D hologram. And this is what's so tricky about it. But when we finally figure it out, it's like, oh, okay, I see how this program is operating, and I see how it's been able to enslave us for so long. But what's the greatest news ever? It's that everywhere you look, you can see that the shift is on. Even if you're like, well, I'm not really sure if, Biden is the president or he's not, or if the bad people are being taken down, from positions of power. Look at the signs and the synchronicities that keep popping up. And this is what we're going to talk about here. Here's the deal. We're downloading information all the time. Now, we don't have to agree with that information at all. In fact, the greatest thing ever is to question every single thing. If you haven't questioned your belief system and you're not aware that your belief system, what most people's belief system is, it's a very, very tiny, tiny, tiny little prison. Our beliefs wouldn't even fit on the head of a pin compared to everything that is out there. 99.999% of things have been hidden from us, okay? So first we get pissed off about that, and then we go, okay, now I understand that I am the creator of my reality, and I'm creating my reality with my thoughts, my words, and the emotional frequency and vibration that I'm holding in every moment. And the number one key is to take back our power and no longer be distracted by the external, the media, the newspaper, what other people are saying if it's low vibrational. It doesn't mean to ignore anything that may be happening out there, such as child trafficking or the deception of the governments, the money system, the medical system, science, history, religion. Most of us know it's lies, okay? So, again, in the beginning, you're going to be pissed because you're like, this is BS. What the F? Okay? And then, after we get over that, then we go, okay, so let's, instead of complaining and feeling disempowered, let's figure out how the game is played. And let's remember that we chose to come down here at the most incredible shifting time in recorded history. I mean, come on. And anywhere you look, you can see that it's getting ready. The dam is breaking. And this is what we're going to talk about here a little bit. And again, this is a Q&A. So if anybody has questions, the main thing about waking up in the dream is not to get deep into conspiracy facts. I don't call them theories, they're facts. There's conspiracies. That's okay though. The key is to focus on what are you creating? What are you holding the frequency for in every moment? From the time you wake up in the morning until the time you go to sleep. And are you in gratitude? because that is your magnet. That is the highest frequency: gratitude, compassion, love, joy, excitement. And yeah, you may not be there all the time, but you can practice using the tools so that anytime you get triggered, and it's going to happen. Anytime you get triggered, you go into judgment, you go into fear, you go into lack around money or whatever, you can feel that. And that's your first clue to stop. Don't run the story for an hour or two or three or four. I'm having a really bad day. Most people never have a bad day. They have one triggered thought, and because they don't use the tools of awareness to go, okay, I just felt that. And then ask the billion-dollar question, what is this trying to teach me or show me about me and my journey? It's not about the other people or things out there. I mean, it could be. If you're aligning and you're helping people and you're helping the wild jungle dogs and you're uniting with all these people and putting together some great courses on health or travel or music or whatever you're doing, art, that's great. But you understand what I'm talking about. It's about, where is my frequency right now? And am I intentionally setting that every single morning when I wake up out of the sleeping dream? And I talk about this over and over, and it may be boring for some people, but I'll tell you what, how many people woke up this morning and consciously laid in bed before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts started running? I got to get up. I got to get ready for school. I got to, put on a pot of coffee. I only got so much time before blah, 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 all that stuff. And that may be part of your reality, but you must recognize that those programs are running. And if you do not awaken every morning and go into 0 point is you take some breaths, you love on every cell of your body. Every one of these trillions of cells has been loving on you and serving you since you've been in the womb. You haven't even had to ask them to do anything. Purifying your blood, beating your heart, processing trillions of functions a day, literally trillions. You couldn't even calculate it. And all that's going on because you are the creator. You have so much beautiful divine power and assistance that is surrounding you at all times. But we must stop the 3D chatter. So that's what this whole thing's about. That's what waking up in the dream's about. It's about tracking your moment-to-moment frequency and understanding if you get pulled out, that you stop right then. You don't go, oh my God, this person always does this. And that's the energy of the ego-triggered mind, the judgments, the assessments, the talking about it. That means you're still stuck there. That means your vibration is down here. So you get pissed off, you get triggered, you have a judgment about somebody, and you go, oh, there's one. So what does a master do? A master goes, what is this trigger or judgment or lower vibrational feeling attempting to show me about me? About me. If you're projecting about other people, you're trapped in 3D, and you're going to keep recycling and recycling that same issue in life, relationships, lack of abundance, health, whatever it is. So it's really, conscious awareness is the only game in town. That's why I love doing this, because I'm talking to Jeff all the time. I'm reminding myself every day. Why? Because apparently I have to. Because if I don't, I can fall back into the triggers and the traps and the fuck. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions about anything? Okay? If so, and they come up, then pop them in, and I'm going to continue with my notes here. So check it out again. There is so much good happening right now. If you knew the extent of the goodness and support that we have right now, you would be dancing in the streets. You would be partying naked in your shower. I mean, whatever. It's happening. And it's happening so globally. And if you hear that, the mind might go, well, I've heard that it's happening, but I don't really know if it's happening because you can't trust in it. I get it. I get it. But you can see, even on Facebook or on the media, you can see that the agreed upon timelines of information keep coming in, okay? So we already know everybody in government, almost 99.9%, they've all been put in by the dark forces. We already know that, okay? Cool, okay? There might be a couple that we can trust. There's a couple of good people out there. We know that the medical system's completely corrupt. We know this whole scamdemic is 100% diabolical. We know it, okay? Okay, so some of us that have seen this stuff happening for 10 or 20 or 30 years or longer, we've been waiting. And we've been patiently waiting for other people to catch up, for more of this stuff to be exposed. But it's happening right now. So this should put wind in your sails. Instead of complaining about, I'll believe it when I see it, that's low 3D. That's what they want you to do. That's the trap. No, you go, I wake up every morning and I see this earth healed. I'm connecting all over the world. Even if I am by myself, I have this incredible tool called the internet and all these other apps, and I can connect for almost free. I mean, even 5 years ago, I used to have to pay, $10, $15, $20 an hour to talk to my mom in the United States. Now I can just call her for free. I mean, come on, people, this stuff's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And for the ego, it may not be happening quick enough, but don't be in too much of a hurry or you're going to miss the present moment of all the magic that's happening right now when you just stop and go, let me just take a breath because I'm really excited and there's a lot going on and I'm checking the internet and I'm checking in and I'm scrolling like we all do. And I'm connecting with all these people and I'm sharing my own stuff because I'm excited. I'm connected. But let's stop for a minute. And this is the key. So in this process here, we wake up and we consciously create our reality. Mine goes something like this. I realize that I just came out of the sleeping dream. My head's still on the pillow. I don't even step 1 foot out of bed because if I do, all those thoughts are going to start running. I don't even go to the bathroom. I lie in bed and I love on every one of my cells and I smile because that raises my vibration. And it's easy for me to smile because I do this every day and I know what's coming. What's coming is whatever I envision and see in my present reality is already here now, which is the key. And we'll go deeper into this. And if it's not what I envisioned, I know that it will be something better. If I don't get what I desired, I know that my higher self, because I'm in alignment with gratitude and excitement, that my higher self knows what the best thing is for me. It knows the best people, the people to run into, the people to connect with, the wild dogs that need to show up, that need assistance, the people that I gather with for music and workshops and travel and art and music and celebration. It happens. And I promise you, no matter where you're at, if you're sitting back going right now going, I'm kind of screwed. I don't have money. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't stand my job. I got to move out. Whatever it is, when you feel that low vibrational frequency, and I know it can be strong because fear can be strong. Let's face it. I have it too. Okay. And it might all be yours and a lot of it is probably the collective. The number one key is to notice it and stop. Just that. Didn't that feel good? Like, I'm talking about it. I'm envisioning all this stuff. I don't like my job. I'm low on money. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really want to do my art, but I haven't figured out a way to make money doing that or my music. And so, okay, so let's stop. Because that feeling is a frenetic, low vibrational frequency. It's okay. So love on yourself. This is part of the process. It doesn't mean you're messed up. It doesn't mean you're screwed. You are so powerful. If you realized it, your mind would be blown. It's just that the trap of the 3D is, I'll believe it when I see it. This is the reversal of who set this trap up, okay? Now, all this stuff is being reversed. There were grids, there were blocks that were blocking higher energies from coming into the planet. Our DNA was hijacked. It's coming online now. The energies that are coming into the planet are incredible. Can I prove that? No. But look around and see what everybody's agreeing to. Look at the Schumann chart. Look at what's coming in with the planets. I don't know anything about that. They say 4 planets are going to be lined up in 2 days. I don't know. Whenever they say that, I don't necessarily feel it. What I'm responsible for is waking up every day and going, I'm going to act like a little kid. I'm going to get excited. And if anything shows up that pulls me into judgment or fear or pissed off, like I got pissed off yesterday. I had these fruit flies in my place. My place is brand new. I don't have any food land. I don't know where they came from, but they bite and they bite and they keep getting on you. And I was pissed. So I'm like, fuck. And then I asked them to leave. And then I'm like, wow, isn't that interesting, Jeff? That a little fruit fly that's the size of the head of a pin can trigger you and piss you off. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like things that are biting me. Okay, so what do? I asked them to leave. Did they leave? Not all of them, but I stopped myself. The number one key is whether you can control the fruit flies or the government or whatever, you can control your frequency, which is a magnet. And magnets can only do one thing. And what they do is they attract and magnetize more of what you're focusing on and what you're talking about, thinking about, speaking about, getting excited about, or worrying about, okay? So the only game in town is conscious awareness. That's it. Conscious awareness, playfulness, excitement, gratitude, compassion, non-judgment for other people. If you're still into judging, clear that stuff. Clear it. I have a really easy process in the book, in the online digital course, and for people that journey with me. They print out a daily tracking sheet, and they begin to actually keep track of the number of times they have a judgment or a trigger or a less than thought. And at the end of the day, they just simply fill out the number. It's so easy. There's no work. There's no struggle. It's not difficult. Kids can do it. I have people go through my course and then they have their children do it. And the kids are like, Mom, you need to click and count that. See, when we get older, we tend to get stuck in these programs and we have these beliefs. Things are difficult. Remove those words from your vocabulary. I would write them down right now. I'll give you a list of them. And you can come back and watch this if you like. But these are spell words. And I talk about this because when I get on a call with people and they come to do this journey with me, make it small, 30 days, I get on the first call with them and they're like, I need, want, hope, I'm trying, I'm going to, I should. All these words they use are spell words because every single one of those words tells the subconscious, A, that my desire is not here yet. And when you use words like difficult, hard, I'm trying, that tells the subconscious, which can only do one thing. And this is the beauty if you understand this, how simple it is. And all it takes is practice. But this is the key to creating and manifesting your reality. It has nothing to do with hard work, trying. I'm going to push. You know, people go to the gym and they're like, push, put. No, that's 3D. There's nothing wrong with working out at the gym or, doing 100 reps or whatever. But if you are still thinking that you need to push, it's difficult, I need to break through, that's 3D. That is not flow. And these spell words are in most people's subconscious, and they wonder why they are not manifesting the timelines, events, abundance, and relationships and health that they desire. The subconscious, this is how simple it is. And this is why creating your reality first thing in the morning is the most powerful thing you can do. You can go to WORK for 8 or 10 hours, and no matter what you do, you will not accomplish more for your soul's journey than if you spend 5 to 10 to 15, God forbid, a half hour lying in your bed, loving on every cell, raising your vibration, telling every one of your cells how much you love them. Self-love is the key to all your healing and to attracting the most incredible people in relationships. It's not about ego. You can tell it's somebody, oh, I love myself. You can tell when they're projecting all their fear base, how cool I am, all that. That's 3D. That's easy to sense and feel. Send them love. Go, okay, this person's still wounded, and that's how they need to operate. We've all done that at one point or another, okay? But your self-love and loving on every one of these cells in your body, there's a reason why they didn't teach you this, okay? So you're loving on your body, your frequency's going up, and then you direct you're welcome, brother. Thank you for tuning in. This is all collective energy. We're all doing this together. And just by being on this call, the frequency of the vibration of the entire collective is going up. Not because of me, not because I'm so great, but because of the energy of excitement and passion and heartfelt connectivity that we have right now. And all the people that will watch this later, if they do. Okay? So back to the subconscious. There only needs to be one grade in school, and that's first grade. Nobody needs to go to school for 12 or 16 years or 20 years just to pay to get into the club. Come on. This is so old school, ridiculous. And it's falling apart, which is great. The newer schools are coming online. So why would somebody only need to go through one grade of school? Well, first of all, it's a child. Children are curious. And before they all get programmed and they get all their curiosity and imagination and excitement stolen from them, we teach them, number one, what's an emotional trigger? When they get upset or they're crying or they're whatever, we teach them what that is and to ask for help. Or we teach them that they are creating their reality by being playful, being kind, being loving, and all that stuff in school is all bullshit. All they did was steal our imagination and teach us what to think. They never taught us how to think. The only thing we learned was all misinformation. From science, which is now a psyop, to history, which is all deception, to religion, which is all manipulated. Yeah, love is the answer. But religion was all made by men to manipulate and control. The church is so diabolical. If that triggers you, do some research, because I grew up in it. I'm talking from experience. I was tossed into private Catholic schools in 2nd grade. I was an altar boy until 9th grade. I saw stuff you don't ever want to see. And it was all bullshit to give your power away, hoping that if you give money and you feel enough shame and guilt, that God will throw you a bone. It's bullshit. Okay? So you got it? All right. So there only needs to be one grade to teach your child what's an emotion, what's an emotional trigger, and teaching them that their imagination with excitement manifests their reality. This is key. Okay? So any questions? I always wait for the first person to ask a question because then everybody jumps in and it opens up the whole thing. But for some reason, people don't always feel comfortable asking questions. I understand. I used to be the same way when I went to the 3-day dreaming weekends with my mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, starting in 2001. I wanted to ask a question, but I didn't want to feel stupid or silly. But every time I asked a question, I got my answer right away, and I felt like $1 million because I was like, oh, I got what I came for. So if you have any questions, please ask them. Excuse me. Yeah, this is key. Okay? So what's an emotion? What's an emotional trigger? And what do you do when you have one? We stop, we smile, we take a couple of slow breaths. Why do we take a couple of slow breaths and smile? Because we know that we just caught and we're disarming an old program that's been running for lifetimes in humanity. And we're dismantling it right now. So I smile. That allows every cell in my body to relax. Now my frequency's going up already. And now I envision my reality is already being here now. This is the trick. This is the mastery. And if you learn this and you do it every single day and be playful with it, you'll be going, oh my God, I can't believe what's happening. It just seems like all synchronicity showing up in my life. Yeah. When we allow it, everything is already coming to us. We don't need to work hard or struggle or try or have things be difficult. Write these words down. Eliminate them from your vocabulary. I get on one call with somebody at the beginning of the 30-day journey, and they have their spell words, and I tell them, eliminate need, eliminate want, eliminate try, eliminate going to, eliminate difficult, eliminate hard. And the next time they say it, they catch it right away. That's how powerful this is. They've been saying those words without even realizing it for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years. Yeah, I journey with people that are 90 years young. Keyword young. Don't ever use the spell word OLD again, not even on your birthday. Why? Because every one of your trillions of cells is consciously aware, and it's listening and taking instructions from every thought and word that you think and say and speak. So would you want to give every one of the trillions of cells in your body the instructions that you are getting OLD? OLD. Why do you think they program that into the thing? Why do you think on your birthday, it says on every birthday card how OLD you are? That's intentional. That's not just, oh, I'm going to make a card. Okay, you getting it? It's a program. And once you see it, you'll go, oh, wow, isn't that ingenious? Wow, they just had all these people automatically saying all these words that would automatically keep them from manifesting what they wanted. That's brilliant. Diabolically brilliant, but it's brilliant. So, I got a couple questions. Thank you, Sarah. So I'll hit that in a second. So, subconscious, get this, and it'll change your life forever. Okay? Subconscious, and many of you know this, okay? However, the title of this transmission is Downloads That Will Accelerate Your Remembering. So yeah, maybe you know that. Maybe you know that it would be very valuable if you consciously create your reality first thing every morning, and then you set alarms on your phone to go off every hour, and you catch the ones that you can and you stop wherever you're at. Pull over on the freeway on the side of your car. Stop while you're walking on your little nature walk and go, okay, now I'm going to do a little mini thing. I'm going to check in and go, where's my frequency right now? Am I in the future? Am I in the past? Or am I envisioning and knowing that what I set my intention for in the morning for abundance and health and the most magical people and synchronicities showing up in my life, they're here now. They're here now. It's not next year in a month, I hope, I wish. No. They're here now, and you must see it here now. And this is why children are so amazing. And the whole journey of what we're doing right now is to get back to that of becoming excited and imaginative and playful like a little child. That's why, I'm not big into religion, but I do resonate with Christ energy, Christ consciousness. That's what we're returning to. I don't know if Christ was here. I never met him. But I do resonate with the energy of what's portrayed in Jesus. And so the whole goal is to get back to being playful. And 3D steals all that. Look around right now. How many people do you know that are playful? Really playful? Well, there's a lot more because they're getting excited and they're waking up. But again, Subconscious. It can only take a direct order. So if you desire something, a little kid goes, I'm there now. I'm flying on a rocket ship. I'm hanging out with the fairies. There's no future when it's going to happen with a little child. It's here now. And when you begin to do this first thing in the morning and then throughout the day and set alarms on your phone, you're going to go, oh my God, this stuff works. This stuff works. Yeah, because you're a conscious creator and you're unlimited. How many people play with the word unlimited? Truly. Anybody? It's one of my favorite words, but I've barely even scratched the surface. If you ask most people what they want, which is a word I never use, but just for the sake of this conversation, great, Sarah, you rock. Okay? Most people will tell you the same thing. It's obvious. I want my health. I want my favorite car. I want my house to be paid off. And then I want enough money in the bank to do whatever I want to do anytime I want to do. And then you ask them, okay, cool, I know. Those are the top four. Everybody's going to say that. So how much money is enough money? And then you watch their brain go, I don't know. $1 million used to be a lot, but now that won't even buy a house in California. How about 100 million? How about a gazillion? So I can go around and help everybody on the planet. That's a trap too. Because what that's saying is there's not enough right now, and I need to have all this before I can go out and do that which I would really do if I had all that. It's backwards again. It's backwards thinking. When you desire and get playful and you know and you hold the vision, the money shows up. But if you're holding on to it and going, okay, now I have $1 million. Now I got to protect it. I got to find an IRA to put it, all these 3D bullshit money institutions to try and hold on to my money. What's the root thought behind holding on to your money? It's fear. It's the whole opposite of what it takes to attract money. So I have a mantra around money that I invite you to adopt. And it changed my entire life because I was almost BROKE my entire life because that was the programming I grew up around. That's what happened. You know, with my family, my mom, my dad died when I was very young, and my uncle had 8 kids. It was all lack around money. So check out this mantra. Put this in your subconscious and watch what starts to happen. Every penny that I spend or give away has already been returned to me. Every penny that I spend or give away has already been returned to me. Because all you're doing is giving to yourself. Everybody's you. It's a hologram. Hello. When my teacher, Miguel, told me that in the beginning, he's like, Jeff, everyone is you. I was like, what? I don't think so. I'm not a pedophile and I'm not, a diabolical governmental worker or whatever. No, but we're all connected. And when you see somebody that you judge, you catch that sticky, low vibrational 3D frequency and you send them love and light and healing. Not because you're higher than them and above them. That's ego. Because you're aware of how this dream works and you don't want to be holding any judgment towards anybody. Otherwise, what's your magnet going to do? It's going to attract more of what you judge and what you point out is wrong out there. I used to do it all the time. I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be in Catholic school. Every day was Judgment Day. It's a program. It's sticky. It's 3D. And it loops and loops and makes people think, oh, I'm self-righteous. That'll keep you stuck in 3D for 1,000,000 lifetimes. And judgment is the biggest addiction on the planet. So this is a big one. If you're still judging and you're not catching it, I invite you to write it down in your journal because you're not going anywhere out of 3D if you're stuck in judgment. It's not going to happen. And if you're judging yourself and you're not loving on yourself yet, sure we do it. We look in the mirror and we go, All right, I'm getting gray hair, whatever. But then I go, I love you. I love you. I love you. Yeah, but you've done all this stupid shit. I love you. I love you. You got triggered yesterday by little fruit flies. I love you. And I never leave the mirror until my I love you is 100%. Because that's who we truly are. We're unlimited divine beings. And we must realize that and be playful enough to forgive ourselves, or we're not going anywhere. Okay? So let me grab a couple of these questions. Thank you for asking questions. So great. Okay. Sarah, should I work with the root more so for rewriting old money stories for the root? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. However, should I work with the root? It's definitely the root. It's the subconscious. You can, okay, check this out. Okay, I bought all the books on money, Think and Grow Rich, Abraham, I bought them all. And then I'd read it and my mind would go, that's really good, that's really good, that's really good. And then I'd go buy the next book the next month. And I'd go, that's really that good, that's really good, that's really good. And nothing changed for me because they didn't show me even The Secret. I bought 11 DVDs of The Secret the year it came out and I gave them all away for Christmas and I felt really good about it and I watched the movie 100 times. That didn't even clear my old money belief. They didn't tell me how to do it. They had some good little things in there, but they didn't tell you how to do it. Isn't that interesting? I wonder how that movie became so famous when they didn't really even tell you how to actually do it. Where did all that money and funding come from to become a #1 movie if they weren't really giving you the truth? Isn't that interesting? Just like Hollywood movies that have all this programming. You see the program, okay? So I was reading all these books going, yeah, that's really good, that's really good, that's really good. But my underlying belief in my subconscious, which is creating your reality 100%, was still like, I'm not sure. I've never really had any money. Money's been really difficult for me. I usually struggle for money. That's what I was telling myself. So what do you think the subconscious is going to create? I usually don't have money. I usually struggle for money. It's been difficult. Money's hard. Life is hard. What do you think's going to show up in your reality? Okay? So I paid for all these courses. I paid for EFT tapping. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I did it a million times. Yeah, every day. Didn't do a thing. Why? Because the underlying belief was still there. So this mantra of every single penny that I spend or give away has already been returned to me. And smile when you say that, because when I say that, you can feel that that's true, okay? Even if you're like, well, I'm not sure, maybe I'll try it. Get out of your head and tune into your higher self and see if that resonates, because it does. Because everybody's you. This is all connected. We're not holding on to anything. That squashes the whole pipeline of everything that's coming in. We're being playful and we're going, well, money's out there and it's an energy. And I know when I feel free enough that I can give money to the wild jungle dogs, or I can give money away, or I can, give money to somebody for their birthday, but I'll give them double what my mind thought I wanted to give, because you can always see that program running. Then you just go, okay, so I'm going to test that program. I'm going to give more. I'm going to tip double or triple, even if the service wasn't that good and the food wasn't that good, because I'm going to prove to myself and my subconscious that I can give money away because it always comes back to me. That's the only way you'll break it, is to understand every single penny I spend or give away or donate has already been returned to me. That changed my life when spending $100,000 on other courses didn't do anything for me. Okay? So it's really about, when you're doing this journeying work, period. There's 3 pieces to this. It's so simple. Look how the book's not even that thick. You could read it in a day, but you practice it and you get the tools. Number 1 thing, inner healing. must do the inner healing. Because no matter what you know, no matter how many years of college, I got a degree, I'm a PhD in bullshit and psychology, and I string people along for years and years and years and never help them heal in the system. Got to heal. Because if you don't, no matter what you think you know, the subconscious is still going to sabotage your thing. So getting back to Sarah Beth here, I know I jump around because I'm excited. I just got to keep flowing because that's how I do it, but I'm in my heart. So should I work with the root? Yeah, what are your beliefs around money? Write that down and be honest, because what you're going to want to say is money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Yeah, right. Okay. But if your belief has been, money's been difficult, I've struggled, I'm a single mom, my parents never had any money, if that's hanging in your subconscious, then that's what's going to be running the show. This is why it's imperative that every single morning when you wake up, you make this your number one thing. More important than any job, more important than any school you're going to, more important than anything you do in life, period. I love on my body, I love on every cell, and I envision anything I desire is already here now. And I know that it will come to me because this works. It has to. If you align with the frequency of it already being here now and you're excited, yeah, there might be a little bit of doubt. Well, I got to try this out. I'm not sure if what Jeff's saying. I've tried all this other stuff. I've read all the books he talked about. I get it. But if it's not showing up, it just means that you're not believing it yet enough. So just play with it. It's the only game in town. I'm not into ancestry and, past life. That doesn't matter. All that matters is, where is my frequency now? Where's my frequency every morning when I wake up, and am I checking in throughout the day? And if I go to pay a bill and I'm like, oh, I really want to tip this person, but that was really expensive. That's the time when you go, I'm going to give them an extra $5 just to show that I know how this works. But as long as you're like, oh, I can't, that's the belief underneath. You can feel it. That's contraction. It's like, I really don't believe and trust that there's more money coming, so I can only give so much. I'm not saying give away all your rent and be, silly, but be playful. Trust in this. I'm telling you, it works. If I can do it, you can do it. Because I'm telling you, I was one cynical dude. Yeah, I was a cynical judgeaholic because I'm a super big-hearted person, but I had my wounds and I had my programming, and they were all part of my soul contract. Every single thing, from my dad dying to my two stepfathers that were brutal, to my mom putting me on restriction for months and months and months at a time in my room, to Catholic school, to being an altar boy in church, to drugs and alcohol and fucking self-abuse, and that was all part of my soul contract. Once I started to figure that out and figure out that my belief system wasn't even mine, and that it was completely sabotaging me, and that it was a little tiny prison, that's when my head exploded and I went, oh my God, everybody's got this tiny little belief system prison, and they're all defending it over and over and over. And if anything challenges it, they get triggered. It's a perfect plan to keep everybody stuck in the 3D matrix. It's brilliant. So if you haven't dismantled your belief system yet, I invite you to do it. How do you do it? The way I did it was I was asked to write down all my beliefs in a journal. When I was studying with Miguel, I was apprenticing with him for 10 years. And some of the other Toltec teachers that I'm very grateful for. And when I saw that none of my beliefs were my own, I was like, what the? Nobody's beliefs are their own. They all came from outside themselves. Every one of our beliefs got handed to us from our parents, our grandparents, the school system, religion, history, the fake news, diabolical media, the television. And everybody's running around trying to feel safe, defending their beliefs. And their beliefs are mostly bullshit. Let's be honest. And you must be able to see this program in order to dismantle it, or you'll defend it over and over and over, because the ego will want to try and attempt 944. I love it. Why did I just look up there and see that it was 944? Well, number one, I wanted to see how I was doing on time, but how did I just look up there and it's 944? Does that really mean anything? Not really in the scope of things, but it means something to me because I play with numbers and I call that stuff in. And guess what? There's 13 people on the call right now and 13 likes or loves. When you start to play with this stuff and you become consciously aware of it, it plays with you. Why? Because it's all a play and you're creating all of it. Is this sinking in? All right. Let me see. Yeah. You are unlimited. And this is a word that we're invited to play with because I don't know hardly anybody that plays with it. I say, we are sovereign, divine, unlimited beings. That resonates with me as total truth. Do I know can I prove that? No. We might be living in a prison planet in a little fishbowl and we're never getting out. I don't know. But something in my heart and my excitement tells me that we're blowing the lid off millions of years of programming and diabolical prisoner shit. Okay? So all I can tell you is it works. And as long as it works, I'm going to play with it. And so we are unlimited. But I don't know hardly anybody that thinks in those terms. Now, I know some of you are out there, and some of you are way beyond me, and you're my teachers. Everybody's my teacher. That's when you wake up. When you go, everybody is my teacher, especially the ones that I judge or that trigger me. That's when you're awake. Not above or anybody. You're not more awake. You don't need to call other people sheep. I used to do it too. That's just my ego saying that I'm above other people. I figured shit out. No, we're in nursery school. We're in nursery school. Let's be honest, okay? Let's just lovingly crumble the whole ego right now. I love Larry, my ego. Have you named your ego yet? I strongly invite you to do that so you can see what he or she does. Because if you can't see the program, you're not going to be able to dismantle it. Larry will just justify it and tell you why you're right over and over and over because he wants to be in that false sense of control because he doesn't want to admit that he's real. Otherwise he's dead. He's not really, he can't ever die as long as you're alive because he's the energy that's part of you. But if you can't see what the ego's doing, you'll defend it over and over and you'll just stay stuck in the 3D trap. So yeah, we are unlimited. So let me go to my notes here real quick. Okay, so one of my notes from last night is, have you begun to push beyond the boundaries of your belief system? Okay, so what do you believe? Do you believe in unlimited abundance? Well, I kind of do, but it's really not happening in my life. Well, then that shows you right there that you're not fully trusting in the fact that every single penny I give away or spend has already been returned to me. I would make that your mantra. I'd walk around. I'd tell other people in the grocery store, even if you don't, especially if you don't know them. I'd look right at them and go, every penny I give or spend has already been returned to me. And they'll go, what? And then someone will go, I love that. Wow, I love that. Where'd you hear that? I love that. We should have been taught that in school. First thing we should have been taught. Okay? So we're playing. We're playing in the field. We're playing in the field. Nursery school is the only school they need. Maybe that or first grade. Kids are smart. They're sponges. We feed them the right information instead of squashing their imagination. These kids that are coming in today are freaking, they're switched on. And unfortunately, there are diabolical people that are giving them names like ADHD, and they're dumbing them down with poisonous chemicals. And you can see this happening everywhere. So just observe it. Don't ever go into hatred. It's the lowest, most poisonous frequency you could ever hold. Catch this stuff and go, okay, I'm triggered. That really upsets me. So I'm sending love and light for their healing and the healing of the planet. That's it. It's that quick. You don't need to go on for an hour about and talk to all your friends about how they're doing all this diabolical stuff, because what are you doing? Then your frequency's down in 3D. Yeah, you might be able to talk about stuff because you're really awake and you can still talk about it and navigate through it with a high frequency. That's great. But be very careful what you're focusing on. All right. Here's a good question, because I know nothing. That's one of my most powerful mantras. I know nothing. The ego wants to know everything to prove that it knows everything. That's fear. That's 3D all the way, baby. My empowering statement is I know nothing, but I follow the frequency of the heart, and I keep coming back over and over and over and over. So let's see if I can open this up further. Will we ever see our departed loved ones again? I would say yes. Yeah, and thank you for the kind compliment. I'm only doing these because people show up and we're resonating together and we're sharing this stuff together and we're mirroring each other and we're uplifting each other. And, you know, I used to be scared to death to come on and do a live. I was like, fuck, who am I? I don't know anything. You know, but the more I saw people speak and the more I, studied with my mentor, and, it took me 17 years to write this book. Because first of all, I'm not an author. I've been a recording engineer, guitar, musician guy, artist all my life. Had no business writing a book. And that was my program. Oh, you can't write a book. You're not good enough. 3D all the way. Luckily, one of my beautiful friends, Tina Unique Faith, said, I'd like to see your notes for that. Because I'd kind of told her, well, I kind of got something. And then Larry, my ego, said, oh, that stuff's already out there. Everybody's already written everything. Who needs another book? That was 3D. That was less than thinking. That was judgmental thinking. That was self-doubt. And then my friend said, she read my stuff and she goes, you need to put that out. This is really good. This is really simple. It's really easy to do. And this will change people's lives. And I'm like, really? You think so? I don't know. But these are all my notes to self. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. and go, I need to write that down. And look, it turned into an international program. I'm dealing with people in all these different countries, not because I'm so great. I want you to get this, because I simply followed my passion like a little child, even though I had doubts creep in because of the programming of the 3D matrix. I followed my passion. And then I reached out to other people that mirrored me. If you're hanging out with people that love you, they're going to mirror you beautifully, and they're also going to call you on your judgments if you're, holding sticky energy. This is what we do. That's why there's millions of people, so we can all love on each other and create this incredible party that we're just getting ready to step into called New Earth, 5D and beyond. It's happening. It's time to get excited. I don't know if everything's already been written. I think we can change some things. Definitely. But yeah, I think we'll see our loved ones again, because nothing ever dies. But I don't really know how it works, because I don't really know anything. I'm just remembering too. But just know that any pet, any friend, the energy's still there. It can't die. It can't die. That's all I feel. I don't know anything. I don't know if my dad's watching out with me. I don't know if my ancestors are all around me. I don't know if I'm surrounded by angels right now. And in a way that used to bother me, because I was like, look, I'm all alone, and all these other people say that they have all this help and they're talking to their guides and all this. And then I realized a lot of people were claiming that I'm connected to the Palladians and this is what they're saying. And I smelled bullshit. They were getting all these followers and all this stuff because people were like, oh, wow, I want to listen because I'm not connected to the Palladians. I don't know if I'm connected to anybody. So that's my place of empowerment, because I'm connected to my heart. And when I'm connected to my heart, that's my magnet. And I know that I'll attract whatever I'm supposed to attract. And if I'm supposed to be connected to the Palladians or anybody else, then I will be. But I don't need to go, oh, I'm less than because all these other people are. I don't know if other people are. A lot of people are using that just to get followers and stuff. Not all of them. I check everything out because I'm like, wow, they know stuff I don't. I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn. Instead of Larry going, that pisses me off because, no, I stay in my heart. Everybody's my teacher. Everybody's my teacher, especially anybody that might trigger me. And when you figure that out, then you start really advancing with your frequency. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that about you, Elaine. So if people are mirroring you on that, then maybe that's something to definitely investigate and look at why you might not want to. And you don't have to. You know, I saw a post yesterday where some ladies, like somebody told her she should put out a book, and she's like, you know what, I really don't have the energy to do all that. But what I've done is I've taken all my notes and all my shares and I posted them on a Patron website. And if you want to go there and read it all, it's kind of like a book and you can go do that. So, you know, do what you desire to do, but listen to the signs that are coming in, because everybody's our mirror and everybody's got something to teach us. All right, I'm looking through the questions. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, because you're giving to yourself. You're giving to yourself. I love it. Yeah. Okay, I'm just reading here real quick. Yeah, we are unlimited. If you think anything is blocking you, then that's a 3D program, because there is nothing that you cannot manifest. And I can see people's minds out there going, okay, let me think of something that I don't think I can manifest on. Well, I can't fly through the air right now. Well, yeah, you could. You could go up to the top of your roof and jump off. You might not fly very long because your body's really heavy and you haven't figured that out yet. But I believe we will soon be able to move interdimensionally. I don't know if anybody's ready for that yet. I mean, come on. Until we've healed and cleared judgments and figured out that we can manifest anything in 4D, 5D, I don't know who's ready to be traveling interdimensionally yet. But, you know, I'm open. Here's a couple things that I play with that I invite you to play with. How many people here, first of all, talk to yourselves every single morning without fail? Every single morning and throughout the day. How many people love on your body when you're in the shower and imagine all that water that's magically coming into your house? All you have to do is turn a faucet. Do you know that I live around people in shacks here in Thailand, in the country, that don't have water or electricity? Not many of them, but yeah. And most people's laundry is hanging in their yard here. They don't have dryers here. It's 80 to 100 degrees here every day. They wash it. A lot of people wash it in a tub. They don't even have washing machines. Some do, but I think you get my point. So, are you loving on your body every single day? And then, are you playing with the word unlimited? I invite you to write that down in capital letters and see if you can expand on it. Because my notes were, have you begun to push the boundaries? And push, I don't really like that word. I'm going to change that word. Let's change that. See, I can feel the frequency of words. And I invite you to train yourself to do the same thing. Because words like work, hard, difficult, need, try, those are all very heavy. Can you feel that? They're heavy. They're 3D spell words. Okay? So I'm going to change the word. My notes said, have you begun to push the boundaries of your belief system? I'm going to change the word push, and I'm going to go, have you begun to investigate going beyond the boundaries of your belief system? Okay? So first of all, you've got to investigate, what are my beliefs? And then look at which beliefs are limiting. Like, I don't believe that I can manifest all the money. Okay, why not? What's the belief that tells you that there's a cap on how much you can manifest? Because there's no cap. Money's just an energy. And you're going to see what's going to happen over the next 30 to 90 days. It might take a little longer. I know nothing. But we're all going to be getting a lot of money that was stolen from us when our birth certificates were signed in capital letters. And for the people in the United States, we became slaves under the British Royal Crown. How did that happen? What the hell does the British Queen of England have to do with the US? It all got hijacked, okay? It's pretty much common knowledge. But the good news is abundance is everywhere. And when you begin to run the mantra and have it in your frequency of every penny that I spend or give away has already been returned to me, and I smile, even if I don't believe it right away, but I'm going to play with it because my higher self says, I think that sounds pretty good. That could work. We'll try it out because I'm living proof that it works. And I was a pretty tough nut to crack. Okay? Yeah. Every single trigger is your teacher, but only if you catch it. Every single judgment is about you. Run the mantra. Every single time you have a trigger, a less than thought, a fear, or a doubt, what is this trying to get my attention so it can teach me or show me something about me? If you put that in place, that is worth more than spending $100,000 on going to a bunch of 3-day seminars. Because I went to most of them in LA, Las Vegas, Sedona, San Diego. And I learned some stuff. We were all pumped up for 3 days. Oh yeah, man, this is life-changing. And then about a week or two later, I was right back where I was. Why? Because they didn't teach me how to go in and dismantle this subconscious belief, which is what this book, digital course, and the journey does. And I'm not trying to sell you on a bunch of people come to me. We're living in a monetary system. Currently, we have to exchange money in most cases for rent and food and things like that. This is all going to change. But yeah, I have a book and it's life-changing. And if you resonate with it, great. You can get it for half price today. Be the best $11.22 you ever spent. You can spend that on a hamburger and a drink. Okay? So, yes, currently we still are in a kind of a paying system. But you can see I'm giving away every single tool. I'm not holding anything back and going, well, if you really want to learn what the tools are, you need to come and do the course or pay. No, twice a week at least, sometimes 3-4 times a week, I'm sharing the tools, every single one of them. But the reason why people come, and journey is because when I get on a call with somebody and I start mirroring them for 34 weeks straight, and they watch the PowerPoint trainings that show them exactly what the ego tries to do to keep in control, their head explodes. They go, oh my God, why don't they teach this in school? Well, it's obvious why they don't teach it in school. And they're like, everybody's running the same programs. They get triggered if anything either challenges their flimsy little prison of a belief system, or they get triggered if something touches on an unhealed childhood wound or trauma, which is why part 1 of the Waking Up in the Dream journey is healing. But it's easy. I know that triggers some people when I say that. It's easy to heal. How can I say that? Because I've journeyed with thousands of people through this course. And I journey with people that are the bravest souls. They have had the worst things happen to them. Rape, molestation, MK Ultra, brainwashing, horrible abuse in relationships, and they clear decades of wounds. It usually happens within days, and it always happens in under usually 2 weeks, no matter how intense it was and how long they've been holding on to it. Why? Because they take into consideration 2 pieces. Number 1, they're open to the fact that they chose that experience as part of their soul contract. If you're open to this, then you're ready to heal. If you have anything left to heal, I'm not saying you are. I'm not projecting. I'm here to help. And the majority of people that I journey with, healing is the number 1 piece. And it changes everything, because then the abundance and the people and the relationships and the synchronicities just start to flow in. because they cleared that. Super, super key. So, number one piece of that is, am I open to the fact that I chose this, even if it's horrible? Because really, when people told me, oh, you chose that on your soul contract, I'm like, really? Well, I don't know. I was the only kid in school that didn't have a dad at all the functions, all the sports events, everything. Fuck, that was difficult. But it brought so many gifts into my life that now I share with other people. See? So another one of the most powerful mantras ever that's contained in here is, what is the gift here? Anytime you get triggered, anytime you go into a judgment, anytime you have a fear, anytime you have a doubt, an old wound, what is the gift here? This is getting my attention for a reason. It's my higher self going, hey, psst, psst, psst. Here's another chance. Here's another opportunity to stop and be loving with yourself. And maybe write it down and journal about it, or ask somebody about it, or open it up in a discussion. Clear this stuff. Healing, super key. Super key. The other part of healing is forgiveness. Are you willing to forgive those that played their role on your agreed upon soul contract? If you are, then you're free. If you're not, well, I'm still going to hold on to it. I can't quite. I know I'm supposed to forgive my dad, but I just really can't seem to do it. Okay, then you're in hell. And you're holding that frequency, and you will stay there, and you will attract and repeat those same lessons over and over and over. I didn't make this up, okay? But the soul's evolution is perfectly designed that the same thing will keep showing up over and over and over until you go, okay, I'm ready to own this 100%. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to forgive. What is this trying to show me or teach me about me? That's when you clear the stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Every trigger is your teacher, but only if you're aware enough to go, oh, there's one. I just caught it. Click. Then you stop. You take a breath. Why is the breath so important and powerful? Because when you have a trigger, the ego's running it. These people always do that. And they, oh, yeah, and he's always done that. And that's just bullshit memory energy that's been running forever. But when you take some breaths and you drop into your heart, now this can't run because you're in your heart. So now you're back to 0 point where you can be clear and present and go, okay, what is this trying to show me or teach me about me? That's self-mastery. There's nothing that will raise your frequency and help you heal faster than that. Thanks for that, Sarah. Yeah. So I'm just going, any questions? Anything you want to add? Somebody said something in here about seeing me. Oh, yeah. I had a dream about you. We were discussing soul missions. Cool. That's great. What that tells me is that resonates with what you're doing, and you're holding that in your frequency. So cool. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Hey, Daryl. Great to see you. Yeah. I'm just reminding myself every single time I do one of these lives. And I'm grateful for all of you guys. Yeah. We got to be honest because, you know, the teacher that comes on and goes, I got all the shit figured out, that's all ego. You know, I'm using these tools every day, just like everybody else. I'm using them over and over and over every day. And the reason I love sharing about it and being excited about it is because they work. And they work more than anything else I've ever used. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everything you give away has already been returned to you. Love it. Okay, James. Yeah. Yeah, it's already happening. Trillions and trillions and trillions of trillions of gold have been already recovered from, of all places, underneath the Vatican, the most diabolical place on earth. I can't tell anybody in my family that, but it's okay. It's all going to be exposed. All these underground tunnels, Ukraine, a lot of darkness going on there. But it's not because of the Ukrainian people. It's because of the dark people above them. So don't judge Ukraine. There's people there suffering. But Russia's going in and they're helping. And you can see how the media is crucifying Putin and Russia, because that's what they do. They distract. So anything the media is saying is the bad guy, it's the good guy. It's like, come on. It's so easy to see now. Okay? And this is great, because all the dark inversions are self-imploding on themselves. This time was prophesied. So, all right, let's see if I got anything else. Thank you all for, it's 1:11:11 right now on the counter when I looked up at that with 11 people. And it's 10:10 a.m. Come on, people, we're firing off here. 11 people, 10:10 a.m. We're rocking it. I mean, yeah, everything is being exposed. Okay, so let's look at this statement. And thank you for posting this, Leah. But let's look at the second part of this statement that you are programming your subconscious with. I am tired. And I'm gently mirroring you, but you're programming your subconscious and every one of your cells to be tired. No. I am excited that all of this stuff is being exposed and that I came here at this time. How wonderful. Careful what you're telling yourself. See, I can spot these spell words like that because I teach this stuff and this is what it is. This is very important. Watch these words. So thank you for sharing. Please don't judge yourself. Just go, oh, good point. I don't want to tell my cells that, Yeah. Yep. Celebrating every day. Yeah, mourning. Mourning is a spell word. MOURNING. We're in mourning. Oh, everything's so tough. Everything's so bad. And then your subconscious goes, yep, your wish is my command. Everything's so tough. Everything's so bad. It's struggle. It's hard. It's difficult. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I saw a post today. This girl's selling a course on money. And her first opening statement was, are you sick and tired of... And I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't hold myself back from commenting. I said, look, I know that your intention is good, and I'm sure this program is great, but if you're getting people to agree that they're sick and tired, that's not a good way to start off advertising your program. Okay? So I love everybody. And she's my teacher too. So I love it. Yeah, it is a big difference. So here's the beautiful thing, Leah, and I love your profile picture. I love the energy of that. You're shining. Once you see the program, it can't keep doing what it's doing. You might come back and use a word like need, want, try, hope, wish, but after you hearing me say this, you'll start to catch them. And if you write them down, then you'll really catch them and everything in your reality will shift. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. See, this is why when I go, does anybody have any questions? I love it when people put in their 2 cents because, see, what you shared, a lot of people just got a benefit from, not just you, me, and everybody else that's going to watch this. So thank you. In a way you feel exposed, like, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that. And I said that, whatever you said, I forget already. But yeah, something about I'm so tired. Yeah, it's okay. But now that you see it, that program is exposed. It's that simple. That's what this is about. It gets you there faster, quicker than anything else I've ever seen. And this will be taught in schools. I'm playing with getting this in schools with some people. I just don't want it to consume my entire life because for one of the first times in my life, I'm really in such a great place that I can be in nature every day. I can do this. I work with only 4 clients a month because, when they put their trust in me, I'm giving them everything. Like we're going back and forth every other day. And then we're doing a call a week and we're, mirroring each other in Messenger, and it's the most life-changing thing I know. But the point is, I finally got to the point where I have freedom, and today I'll go out and I'm going to find this wild jungle dog that's bleeding and has all these skin issues only because nobody's taking care of it. And so I get to go out and do that, not because I'm so great, because it gives me joy, and I love these animals. I love nature. I live in Thailand. It's one of the most incredibly loving, heart-centered pieces of land I've ever been on. I'm so blessed. It's a total fluke how I ended up here too. Yeah. The name of the book is called Waking Up in the Dream, and you can find it at the Portal to Awakening website. There's a link down there, portaltoawakening.com. And all of my videos are on my YouTube channel, all for free. Hours and hours and hours and hours of explaining all these tools. YouTube.com/Portal to Awakening. All free. It's amazing that I paid over $100,000 in 17 years, actually really longer than 17 years, to learn this stuff. And it's interesting that there's so much information right now, and so much of it's free, that people are like, yeah, whatever, scroll. I do it too. A lot of times I got to pull myself back, and I'm like, dude, you've been scrolling for 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, but I'm thanking all these people that are commenting and sharing. And so it's a real balance. It's just a real balance, and you can feel it. Let's see what James has here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a wonderful, unending journey for sure. Yeah, and what I know today might be different. Yeah, it'll definitely be different. And that's why I love the mantra. Thank you for sharing that, brother. And that's why one of my most empowering mantras is, I know nothing. Because that puts me in a place of 0 point to where I was going to use the word needs, but I don't use the word needs. So I stopped. What is beneficial for my highest evolution on my soul's journey can come in, because I'm getting out of the way. Yeah, I love Mexico. So cool. I'm from San Diego, so I used to go to Mexico all the time. Okay. So yeah. So I think that's really good. So I'm going to share this, that if anybody's interested in doing 30 days, 4 weeks of one of the most empowering journeys I've ever been on, I invite you to come and do this. I have 3 spots right now. I do 4 a month. I'm not saying I only do 4, so if you don't get in now, no. There's spots opening up like every 2 weeks. So I don't do that lax sales pitch thing. If you want to do it and you're supposed to do it, your soul, your higher self will bring you around to do it. But you want to talk about getting on 1.5 to 2 to 2.5 hour calls. I don't put limits on my calls, and going deep into every belief, any wounds, consciously mapping out your new reality, what you're creating, your desire. If you want to get out of an old 3D job or any of that stuff, these are the tools. And I love, love, love doing this. And to me, it's the most empowering set of tools I've ever come across. And I used to hesitate to say that because that almost sounds like ego, but all I can tell you is I can back it up. I'm super loving to anybody that comes and puts their trust in me. They're family, and we rock this dream. So if you're interested in doing that, you can go to the link, portaltoawakening.com, just the website, you'll see it. My website's not filled with a ton of stuff. It's the book, the digital course with the 4 hours of PowerPoint trainings, or the 30-day journey. And it's life-changing stuff. So yeah, if anybody's interested, reach out or send me a private message in Messenger, and I'll be happy to get on a call with you. And it's not a sales call. I'm not a closer. I've had people that get on calls and they don't end up doing the course, but they get filled with downloads on that call that I give to them. And so, I just love doing it. So, all right. Yeah, 0 point. 0 point is really the only place to create anything new, because otherwise we're just running what we think, what we know, and our belief system. So I really invite anybody, if you have not dismantled your belief system, I'm probably sure that what I've shared with you on this call, you're like, yeah, I agree. But taking some time to write out, what are your beliefs? And, I only kept 2 beliefs: that I'm a sovereign, divine, unlimited being. And my other belief is love is the answer in every situation. But I also have another very empowering mantra. So nobody comes in and takes advantage of my time or my energy or anything. And that's, anything less than love is unacceptable in my life and relationships. Anything less than love is unacceptable in my life and relationships. So that means that if somebody approaches me, whether it's a friend, relative, family member, or student, I don't like to call them students because I'm a student, everybody's my teacher, but for lack of a better word, and they get triggered, or on Facebook and they come at me, I could block them, but I'm not really into blocking people unless I have to, because we're all connected. So I don't want to be blocking people. I'm about uniting people. But what I'll do is I'll mirror them back gently, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then if they go, oh, yeah, I was triggered, then cool. It's not about me being right, but it's about learning to be in conversations and situations with people to where you can hold your frequency as the conscious observer instead of being the automatic reactor. Because most relationships, people just react. Well, I'm right, you're wrong, you need to do this, you need to heal, you always do this. That's not getting anywhere. A 5D relationship is, I'm feeling triggered and vulnerable. Can we talk about this lovingly and hold hands and look into each other's eyes? This is a 5D relationship. If you're still projecting, well, my husband always does this and he's always, no, that's 3D. That's going nowhere. So I intend that you found this valuable. If you feel that anybody would benefit from this, and I don't know who wouldn't, please share this in other groups. I'll do my best to share it out, but there's millions of groups out there, and I've been added to groups. I don't even know what they are. Sometimes I'll see in the comments, somebody posted in this group, and I'm like, I don't even know what that group is. It's 10:22 right now. All right. My mind's blown. I love doing this, and I love all of you. And for anybody that watches this, big, 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 big love. And yeah, if you have any interest or you've wanted to do this journey or mentorship, reach out and I'd be happy to talk to you. Yeah, big, big love from Thailand. I'll be back next Tuesday and Thursday. I have to think about it because it's my Friday. I do it on Tuesday and Thursday in the States, but I'm a day ahead. I'm in the future in Thailand. It's 10:23 a.m. here. So yeah, thank you so much. I received that hug and send it back. I'm glad this resonates with you. To me, it's just, this is it. Conscious awareness is the only game in town. This is where we're going. And when we go there together and uplift and support each other instead of judging each other, that's mastery. Thank you, brother, for showing up. Yeah. All you guys are amazing, 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 amazing. So yeah, big, big love from Thailand. I'll post the replay on my YouTube page, and it'll be on my Facebook page too. If you want to share it out to anybody, I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, be good. Have an incredible weekend. Stay excited. Use the tools. If you find it valuable, I'd come back and maybe watch this and write down what the spell words are. Write down the mantras. What is this trying to show me or teach me? Anything less than love is unacceptable in my life and relationships. The money one, every single penny I spend or give away has already been returned to me, and I love it. What is this trying to show me or teach me? Consciously creating your reality first thing every morning, setting alarms on your phone every hour, and catch as many as you can to reset and go, where am I right now? Where's my frequency? And then reset and see anything you desire is already here now. It's already here now. See it, imagine it, get excited like a little child. Come on, play with this stuff. It works. All right? I'm done. I'm exhausted. Big love from Thailand. Have an amazing weekend. I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon.